Here we go. This is EAA episode, I believe 27. I think it's 27. We'll see. Could be wrong. Could title this video, might say 26. But let's look at it. What did I do? Well, you see, today's the last day before Gold Rush, and I wanted to ensure that I had a good workout, since I won't be able to go to the gym for 2 days, which is not the end of the world, but for someone like me, I like to take one rest day at a time. So let's look at it. I did the bilateral lat pull down, so the hands are separated and I have a slightly underhand grip. It's not quite supinated fully, but it's like 45 degrees, which is buenissimo. Then I did some lat prayers, and then I did Smith machine behind the neck shoulder press. I'm bringing this back. Instead of the shoulder press machine. I forgot how good it was. I forgot how much I loved behind the neck shoulder presses. I don't care what anyone says. They're glorious. There's just something about it that is awesome to me. So then I did some Smith machine split squats, and I can tell you my gluteus maximus is already sore. I totally need to bring them back because obviously it stimulated me very, very well without having to do that much work. Then I did the rear delt fly machine or the reverse pec deck. Then I did the seated hamstring curls. Then I did some standing calf raises and incline chest press. Calf raises felt really good today too. As I just keep progressing in weight on calf raises, it only feels better. It hasn't really been a situation where it's like, because I'm keeping my form super strict, on the calf raises, big stretch, super slow, up, hard, but I'm training them heavy too, so it's just feeling wonderful. Let's look at the stuff. Let's talk a little bit more about what should I talk about today? I should talk about obviously what we've been covering, but it's a Friday, so there isn't really. It was just kind of like general review and stuff like that. We can talk a little bit about muscle glycogen utilization. I feel like I touched on that semi-recently, but when epinephrine binds to a beta receptor, we have the cyclic AMP system, which is going to release phosphorylase B, which can be converted into phosphorylase A, and that's going to cut glycogen into glucose, because you're going to get glucose 1 PO4, and you're going to have glycolysis. You can also have the cisternate of the, because it's a redundant system. So you have, put this pen up. The cisternate, the sarcoplasmic reticulum, we're going to release calcium and calmodulin, which is going to also activate phosphorylase B. So during exercise, what do you have a lot of? You have a lot of calcium being released from the cisternate, the sarcoplasmic reticulum, because if you remember, let's review. I'm feeling tiny. Let's review muscular contraction. So you have calcium binding to troponin. Let's actually start from the cisternate. You have the transverse tubules. The action potential is going to propagate down from the neuromuscular junction down the transverse tubules. Transverse tubules are going to activate a dihydropyridine receptor, which is then going to activate a ryanodine receptor, which releases calcium into the sarcoplasm of the muscle cell. Calcium is going to bind to troponin, which shifts tropomyosin, exposing the binding site for actin. Myosin head is going to bind to that active site. And when it does, it's going to shoot off inorganic phosphorus and then ADP. You're going to have your power stroke right there. Then ATP is going to come in and be hydrolyzed by ATPase and bind to the myosin head. You're going to recock and reset. The process starts all over again. So when we're talking about that, that's what's happening. That's muscle glycogen. That's how muscle glycogen is being used. Why? Because you need ATP. How do we do that? Through glycolysis. Muscle glycogen is being broken down with higher intensity exercises. Glycogenolysis is largely local and governed mainly by the calcium system, which makes sense. If it was global, if you were breaking down your liver glycogen for exercise every single dang time, obviously it's mobilized when you exercise, but if you were breaking that down immediately as you exercise, it would be super slow. You'd have to take things from your liver and get it all the way to your calf muscle or all the way up to your bicep, and it's just too slow. It had to go through a whole big system. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. See you in the next one.